Welcome everyone to Press Play. It's your girl Shoy, and today we're going to be looking at the importance of branding your side hustle. All right, so today we're going to be looking at the importance of branding your side hustle. Now, there are some persons who have a side hustle, and that's fantastic. Big up on yourself. And there are other persons who are still thinking about it. They're not sure what to do. But with that being said, you still need to figure out where you're planning to move your side hustle to. And if you haven't thought about it as yet, at some point, you're gradually going to have to figure out if you want to move your side hustle from being just a side hustle to an actual full-fledged business that is registered and professional. So today we're going to be looking at how to improve your business if you're moving it from just being a side hustle to actually branding it. All right. So before we talk about how to brand your side hustle, we have to talk about what branding is. So in a nutshell, branding is basically how people are going to perceive you and your business. It's not just about the logo or having a cool name. So you have to really look at some basic little things like how exactly are you going to put yourself out there for people to be able to see you a particular way that you have in your head? Because you can have the idea in your head and the vision in your head, and nobody else sees it, right? So you have to ensure that you look at the fundamentals of what exactly you're trying to bring to the table and make sure that it aligns with what everybody else can see. Otherwise, they're going to come up with their own set of perceptions for your business that is nothing in relation to what you have in your head. And then that is where the problem normally starts, right? So you can definitely start by looking at the what of the branding process before you can figure out how you're actually going to do it. Hey, so Avia,
Yes.
tell them.
What are we talking about today?
We're talking about the importance of branding.
Very, very important. It lets
Mhm.
everybody know who you are as a company, as a person, as an individual. And you
Mhm.
do need to have your own type of branding, what makes you unique in the industry. Because whatever industry you are in, I guarantee you, you're not the first. So you do need to have your own branding, let people know that you are you. So I can't forget, I saw an experience a friend posted where his daughter had said, "Oh, what are you watching, Daddy?" And then she said, "Oh, you're watching X company versus Y company." It was a football match, but as far as she was concerned, it was this company versus that company because of the branding that they had over there, and it was well known. So that's how much you want to be known in your space, in your creative space.
Nicely said, and that was so impromptu. We never planned this,
At
Should
all,
have
at
come in at the
all.
middle. I'm recording.
She came.
And look at that. Solid advice.
Hit me up for your branding consultations. I'll send my number and my
Come on to my
details.
video. So if you don't set the branding foundations from day one, your business is going to flop because that is what you're planning for because you failed to plan. And you know what they say about when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you operate tacky, then every time I hear your name or every time I see your logo, I'm just thinking about all the things that could go wrong, all the bad experiences. There are some things that we have to remember when it comes on to branding, right? And the first thing is to be clear about who you are. Be clear about who I am. Yes, it's very important because you have to know what you want to know where you're going to go. When I started Capcom Designs, I had to sit down and map out quite a few things like What am I doing? Where am I planning to take this business? What do I want people to see when they hear my business name and see my logo, or whenever they have to do business with me? What kind of experience am I going to bring to them? And I mapped out all of that, and it's a learning process, guys. So you won't always get it right from day one. And there are times when you plan something and you execute it and it doesn't work out the way that you want it to, and you have to go back to the drawing board. That is normal. That is fine. As long as you recognize the need for change and you are flexible, you will be just fine when you are branding. I did not know that this business life was going to be so technical until I started doing it. I had to sit down and literally have a book and write out all the little things. I had to come up with a business plan, guys, because I needed to know for sure that, this is what I want for my business, and this is where I want to take it, and this is what I want my customers to experience, right? And you have to plan out all of that. So it's not a case where you're going to take up a product and just sell, or you have a service and you're offering your service to customers and that's about it. It can be one thing this month, and then by the next month, you switch the logo, you switch the slogan, you switch everything, you switch the layout, you switch your website, you switch it. Listen, just know what you're doing from the get-go and then launch. Don't make a habit of making too many changes, whether with the name, with the logo, with whatever content you have, and have people getting confused out here. If you're going to be offering X services, then continue with X services, and if you want to add additional services, do it gradually. But don't be switching all over the place and having persons wondering what is going on with you. That is not good for business, and it shows that you are not sure about what exactly you want to do with yourself, much less your business. And this it drives people away, because they're more inclined to do business with someone else who is sure about what they're doing, right? So might as well you just do everything properly from day one. The logo, the name, the brand, the reputation, the everything, the way you deal with customers, just do everything properly from day one. It will save you a lot of work later on. When you do that work in the beginning, you don't have to necessarily do that bulk of work again, because you would have laid a solid foundation from the start, which is what I keep saying when persons seek advice about how to go about their business development. So when you're clear about who you are and what you stand for, you know where you're going to go, you know what you can tolerate, you know the risk factors, you are more realistic. You can start by asking yourself some of these questions. Why did I start my side hustle? What are some of the values that I am going to establish in my side hustle? If I'm going to morph it into this business, a structured business, okay, what is going to make my business unique? What is going to attract customers? What kind of a business do I really want to portray to the rest of the world? These are some questions you can ask yourself, and then you're in a better position now to create some plans that will help you to, achieve all the goals that you want to achieve for your business. You also need to define the purpose of your brand. That simply means that you need to know what exactly are you trying to provide in terms of your service or your products. What is the plan? Are you planning to provide something that is eco-friendly? Are you planning to provide something that is superior in quality? Are you planning to provide something that is going to be cost effective? Who are you targeting? That's the next thing, So you have to define your brand, and you have to do it from day one, because you can't have one definition in the beginning and then by the next month you have another definition, and by the third month you change your mind, so you want to do something else. That's not how it works, because people are now going to say that You have not sat down and planned the thing properly. You're just jumping from here, there, all over. You're inconsistent, and we don't know what you're doing. So we're just going to take our business elsewhere. All right. So you have to define the purpose of your brand. Let's look at some brands that you are familiar with. Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce. We don't see a Rolls Royce driving down the street in Jamaica for sure. And there's a reason for that. And it's because Rolls Royce is a luxurious brand. And you won't see a Rolls Royce driving in Jamaica because Rolls Royce has established from day one that you have to be shortlisted to receive one of their models. So, not anybody can drive a Rolls Royce. It's because they have established their niche. They've established who it is that they're targeting, and it's not for anybody for good reason, because they have a reputation that they're trying to uphold. They have already said to the world that, hey, we are specialists in the world of luxurious cars, and not just luxurious cars, but high-end, top-notch model cars. And if you are a car fan, you would know this for sure, that you have to be shortlisted to receive a Rolls Royce. So no, you can't just say, oh, I want a Rolls Royce because I have the money to buy it, and just roll up into Rolls Royce and say, hey, give me that. No, that's not how it works. You have to apply for one. And when you apply for one, then they will let you know if you are successful based on your track record, based on your lifestyle. They do some serious digging on you. And if it is that you don't fit the description of a Rolls Royce owner in their estimation, then your application is rejected. And why do you think they do this? They do this because they have a particular reputation to uphold. You see, just being a Rolls Royce owner indicates a level of prestige that is unmatched, because they set that precedence from day one. So the whole point of me telling you this is that you have to set the standards for your business from day one, because that's what Rolls Royce did. And now look at the price for one, right? Now another brand that you can look at is Tesla. Tesla uses electricity to run cars, right? And for Tesla, they too set their thing from day one, just like Rolls Royce. So basically, if you're not about being eco-friendly, and you're not about the luxury, and you're not about quality, do not get a Tesla. You will notice that you won't see Rolls Royce and Tesla commercials like Honda and Toyota commercials. And that's because their focus is not necessarily on you just buying one. Not everyone will own a Tesla, and not everyone will own a Rolls Royce for good reason. As I said before, these people are very selective because they have a reputation to uphold. So when you're defining your brand, you too have to know your target audience, to know who is it that you really want to flock towards your product or service. If you want the general population to come to you, then set the image for that. If you want a particular set of people to come to you, then create everything to target and pull them. That is how it works. Another brand that we can look at is Nike. With Nike, they have always been focused on footwear in the sports world, right? Always been a sneakers kind of company. But then they moved from that into athletic wear. They decided that, okay, footwear, athletic wear, but we also want to give the impression that, it's a lasting brand. It's not a brand for persons who are not serious. And that is why in their commercials, you won't be seeing happy smiling people. You won't be seeing that. You'll be seeing serious people. You'll be seeing athletes who are obviously on a mission. You will see persons sweating and dripping and all of that. So let's go local now. What is one local brand that we can look at? Fontana. Now, if you know me well, you would know that I am a Fontana fan. For some reason, no matter which parish I'm in that has a Fontana location, I best believe I'm in Fontana subconsciously. So, with that being said, I can honestly attest to the fact that Fontana is one that delivers quality and they have a particular mission which separates them from the other places that are similar to them. Why do I say that? I say this because when they just started out, they started in Mandeville. They didn't start in Kingston. They didn't start in Mobay. They didn't have a huge branch. And in fact, they had two businesses. They had Fontana, the fashion place, and they had Fontana, the pharmacy. And their main focus was the fashion place at that particular time. So it was the fashion store that really got all that focus. But then they realized that the fashion store was not working out as well as they thought it would have worked out. And it was the pharmacy that was doing a little better. So what did they have to do? They had to be flexible and they had to be realistic. So they had to make certain adjustments now and focus on the pharmacy. And that is the Fontana that we know now. Because then they laid the groundwork for what we know now. So when fire destroyed the original Fontana idea back then, they already had the vision and they weren't going to let the fire disrupt that. You also need to design your brand. I cannot emphasize this enough. As a graphic designer, I can honestly tell you that I have seen it all. Persons have a logo and honestly it does not make sense. It's not clear. You don't even have a transparent logo. So if you are planning to expand your business, your logo cannot be put on anything because you didn't lay the groundwork from day one. So I can honestly talk about this aspect because this is what I do on a daily basis. I would recommend that all business owners or aspiring business owners have a brand kit. What is a brand kit? A brand kit has the following things. One, you're going to need a logo. And when I say a logo, I don't mean something that you sat down and made and obviously it looks pixelated and cannot go on a number of things in the future, because you're going to have to now recreate that logo when it is that you're getting serious about your business and there are plans to expand it, right? So save yourself some time and money by getting it done properly. If you are a designer or you have the skill set in that aspect of life, then go ahead and make your logo and do it the best you can. But if you know to God that you don't have that skill, please, 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 please hire a professional to get it done for you. You also need to have your brand colors. We might see it labeled as brand color palette or just brand colors overall. So if you're using black and blue or pink and purple, or in my case I use purple and yellow because purple is my favorite color, so it has a connection to me, and yellow makes everything bright. So I want my company to be seen as something that is bright as well. So if you want bright colors, fine, sit down with your designer, or if you have the skill set, as I mentioned earlier, sit down and plan out the palette that you want to use for your brand. Do that from day one. So have your logo, have your palette. You're going to have your fonts as well. Fonts, Fonts. Yes, they're very important because once you start out with a particular font, it's best to continue with it so you're not all over the place looking inconsistent. Once they see a particular font, they know that, okay, this is so and so. It makes life way better for you. Also, try to have a website. When you have a website, it makes you look more professional. It's your space on the internet that people can go to find everything about you. And you can put everything there without having your things all over the place, honestly. So you can have a website too. All right. And last but not least, have a business card that you can just easily distribute to persons. It does not have to be physical, it can just be a digital one, and it works just the same. All right. So that is what you can include in your brand kit. And that's it. That's it. When we come back next time, I'm going to show you how to properly register your business and have certain other plans in place to extend your business. All right, so I'm setting up here at Kingston Creative Hub. I just love their studio space. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this room. Oh my goodness. This is awesome for persons who wish to do podcasts or video presentations and they need the perfect soundproof spot to get that done. So as soon as I'm finished setting up, then I can begin recording. So I got my press play shirt and I got the back. Look at the back. Yeah. So I'm official now, and I just want to pick up King Prince. So you have to be. And one thing is to say to customers that this is what I stand for. Yes, this is what I will continuously stand for. And no matter what you come with, this is what I will forever and ever and ever continue to stand for. Okay, watch her. This is all. Listen, this is pretty much
all I do.
All she does.
Then no, it's short.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh Jesus.